Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am back with another layout for the love of paper pads. And if you saw my haul, you'll have known that I got the 12 by 12 Bloom paper pad. So of course I can't wait. I have to dig into it. So not only do I have the 12 by 12, but I also have the 6 by 6. So this is going to be a Maggie Holmes very heavy layout. I have 2 sticker sheets. I have the sticker book. I think I might use this gold bow. And then I made this fun kind of wonky shaker pocket out of a 12 by 12 page protector. So I made several. So I decided I want to make a really big one. So this is that really big one. And I'm going to be doing a Valentine's layout. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll get that on a layout. So really that's kind of all I'm going to work with today. So let's get started. Okay, so first I need to kind of figure out what my background paper is going to be. And I know that this shaker pocket is like a 6 by 12 or maybe a little bit less. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I like. I like all of the colors in the chevron one. And so I kind of stopped on that one knowing that I liked it. Then I liked these colors. So I'm kind of going back and forth. Do I like the scallops? And then I put my pictures down and I realized that the flowers in the picture are a little more orange and the scallops definitely have the more yellow dominant in this collection. So I don't know about you guys, but every time I go to tear the border strip off, I feel like it just leaves that funky perforation and I don't like it. So I have to cut the branding strips off. So these are my 2 pictures. They are, one is the flowers I got for Valentine's Day, and the other one is my husband holding his card. And so the funny story with this is my husband doesn't read cards. For our 10th anniversary, I made him a card and it said, "Pack your bags, we leave for Hawaii in the morning." And he opened the card and he looked in it and he's like, "Oh, I love you too." I was like, wait a minute, you didn't read the card? So now there's a big joke. So in the bottom of this big ginormous card, it says, "P.S. There's nothing important in this card." Anyway, so had to buy it because it was so big. So originally when I had made this shaker pocket, I really wanted to do it vertically. But I noticed that when it's vertical, you have this huge pocket and the majority of the sequins are going to be down at the bottom. So I had kind of contemplated taking it back to my sewing machine and kind of making it into like extra little pockets so they would sit, but then I didn't know if I wanted it to be kind of shellfish or actually run them at a diagonal. So, because I couldn't decide, I just put it on the bottom and decided, okay, that is going to be the base. That's going to be like the shelf for my pictures. So I've gone through the 6 by 6 Bloom paper pad and picked out several of the papers that I like. And I'm just going to trim them down to make basically a horizontal cluster. So I'm going to put some on the top and some on the side. I love this green. I feel like it just, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. And it only barely gets on this page. The last piece that I'm going to use is this paper that has all these words on it. And I am going to cut it to 3 inches. And then I was thinking, okay, well, let's see what it looks like as a banner. And I did like how that looks, and I decided to cut the other side as a banner as well, and then cut the whole piece in half and put one on each side. And that is basically going to be the paper layout of this particular layout. Now, I felt like the pictures just were like slapped onto that wood grain, like they were just thrown on the floor. I know that sounds totally weird, but to me, that looks like flooring, and it looks like I just threw the pictures on the floor. So I needed something, but I didn't want it to be another pattern paper. So I just grabbed some white tissue paper. I did do 2 layers and just did kind of a small little border around each of the pictures as a whole. Okay, so I was realizing that now that I added that tissue paper, now I've lost all the flooring. So I needed to cut it in half and attach it to the top and bottom. And at this point, I realized that because I've made that tissue paper wide enough, nobody even would know that it's not one big piece. And that's the really cool thing with 6x6 paper pads, is it's super versatile. Like, you think that maybe I don't have enough, but you can come up with the coolest ways to kind of work with it and get it going. So, as far as attaching the shaker pad, I know that the very top of it's going to be hidden. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of adhesive, and then I'm going to take my stapler and just put one staple on each side. That way I know it's not going anywhere. But it can kind of freely move, even though it's not going to really freely move because it's going to be in a page protector. And here I am putting glue on, and if you run this tape runner too fast over tissue paper, it will tear it and suck it up in it, which is exactly what it did on that little tiny minute amount of tissue paper that was showing to the back of that. So I had to pull that out. So need to not be so fast. So now I'm just gonna go through some of the embellishments that I have picked out. And I am not sure which collection this sticker sheet is from. I want to say it's open book, but I could be totally wrong. So please don't quote me, but if you know what it is, that would be great. Now, the bottom part of the paper, the plastic, like stuck to all of the number stickers, but I was able to get it off and I didn't ruin any of them. So that was really nice. So the first thing that I decided on was some florals, because it is Valentine's Day and it is a picture of flowers, and we don't celebrate a lot. The kids get a little something, and we don't necessarily do much for each other. When we first started dating, I wasn't a big fan of flowers because I felt like they died, but definitely don't give me any real ones because I will just kill them. Like, unless they have a self-watering mechanism, they're not going to live. I'm sorry. It's just not going to live. So the journaling spot that I'm going to use to the right-hand side to actually tell the story was like a library card, which that's where I'm thinking this is from the open book collection. But I didn't want it to look like a library card because it really had nothing to do with anything from the library. So I took that Our Story sticker and just put it over where it kind of looks like the library card. And so now it's just going to be some lines for me to tell my story. So now I'm going to go through this sticker book, and I am so excited to have this sticker book. Like, I could just flip through it. There are so many beautiful things. And I know that the quality of the stickers is that the fact that they're like thinner, but they're beautiful. And the colors are still just as wonderful. And if you wanted a little more weight to them, you can always put them on like a white piece of cardstock and fussy cut them out. So I'm going to sprinkle a few of the flowers around. I'm going to add this little plus sign banner. I just added the year in the black and gold tile stickers that came on the sticker sheet. And now I'm going to just continue to flip through the book. I normally speed it up a little bit faster, so I apologize if this video seems a little bit long for you. I didn't realize that I didn't speed it up quite as much. So I knew I had a little bit of gold, so this is when I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to add a little extra gold up there. And every time I was grabbing something, I'm like, no, Crystal, you're done. It looks fine. You love it. I know there's so many pretty things that you just want to add, but you just need to stop. And then I found these little black word stickers, and I was like, okay, yes, that says love you always. That's perfect. I'm done. So here are a few close-ups. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'd love to chat with you. The shaker pockets were super fun to make, and I am having so much fun with this series, so I hope you're playing along. So remember to wear your crown, and we'll see you next time. Bye!